Good morning and welcome to this week's video. This week come up to the Brecon beacons and come to the Blaen Y Glyn waterfall trail. Just started walking up through, and we're walking up on the left hand side of the river. There's a bit of a branch coming down that flows down from the top car park, so we're just going to have a look up through that one and then carry on up through the main flow. So let's walk on, see what we can find. So first waterfall of the day. Just came off the main track. We walked upside the left hand side of the river from the lower ISF car park and made our way up through, and then came off on one of the sort of side flows that's coming in down over, and got this lovely big drop here. Yeah, it's still quite dark, so at the moment I'm actually shooting at f9 3 seconds ISO 64. It's actually quite nice. There's quite a bit of water, but it is giving me quite a nice shot. I may just up the ISO and get a few slightly faster shutter speeds as well to get a little bit more detail in that fall. But because of the full flow of water, it is quite white, quite a flow coming down, so there's not a lot of detail in there anyway. But yeah, okay. Nice first location of the day. Okay, so I actually walked past this couple of falls here. I was just walking up to the bigger fall that I've already photographed. Just wanted to get this shot. Because of the flow of water down over these two, with the ISO at 64 like I had on that top fall, which looked fine on that fall, but down on this fall, it's got a bit darker as well, and I've had to take the shutter speed down. I think it was over 4 or 5 seconds, which was just blurring the water and just making it just a mash. It just didn't look right to me. Some people like that look, but particularly I like to have a little bit of detail in the water. So I've upped the ISO now. I've taken the ISO up to ISO 250 to be able to get my shutter speed up again. I've got it now. It's up at 1.16. Yeah, it's up at 1/6 of a second now, which is just nice. Just giving me a bit of detail in this. Still got plenty of movement in the water, but it's giving me a bit of detail, which is far more interesting than just a blur of water. So yeah, first 2 shots on this particular leg of the river, which is leading up to the top car park. But we're parked in the bottom one and walking up the main river. So I'm gonna get a couple more shots just here, and then we're gonna walk back down to the main river and make our way up through there and see what that has to offer. Okay, stick with me. Okay, quite liking this scene. I don't know if you can see there in the back of the camera, that's a shot I've just taken, and what we've got is this bit of a slab here that's just exposed. Where am I? Down here. This bit of a slab here that's just exposed from the water, which is shining nicely. flow of water coming down through, and then up through to that top fall, or the top couple falls up there. Shooting at what am I shooting at now? Still at 250, 1 second f9. Done a couple exposures. I've done an exposure on this foreground slab here. Done a exposure on there, a focus, sorry, on there, and a focus on the background. Shooting at f9, so fairly good depth of field anyway. 1 second is just giving a nice bit of movement in that water. Yeah, another nice shot. Well worth the 3:30 alarm call to get up here nice and early, so that we can get up through here before it starts getting busier later on. Although I think this is a bit of a quieter area than the Four Falls walk and the Eladir Trail walks that we've done before. Joined today by Martin and Joe. First time we've been together for a while. So we've come up here and met up. And it's cost me money because I've just bought his drone off of him as well. So that's put a smile on his face. Dropped down now earlier on. Walked across the top of this bridge up here at the back of this fall. There's a bridge, and we can come down around, drop down in. I've done a single shot taking in the sea with the waterfall and a bit of flow down here, but I really wanted to pick up that tree at the top as well. So I'm shooting at 24mm and I can't quite get everything in what I want. So what I've done, even if I set it in portrait, it just narrows it down and I don't get what I want. So what I've done is got the camera set in landscape mode, orientation, and then I've done 4 or 5 shots. One down here, taking in this foreground rock here with the moss on as a foreground, and then I've done one at there, one at sort of there, and then one up there with the tree. So I've done 4 or 5, maybe 6 shots in that vertical plane, and then hopefully I can stitch them together in Photoshop to give me the full range of what I want to try and show in this image. So this is a stretch of water. Just glad we came up here. It's just every turn it just throws up something different, more surprises. I have watched a few videos on it, but to be honest, it's far better than I expected. This drop here is just lovely scene. A bit of light coming through now. It's a bit drizzly rain, which is a little bit annoying, getting a lot of spray on the, getting a lot of mist, having to keep wiping the lens. I've only got a polarizer on. Not talking you through every shot because the settings are pretty much the same for most shots. I'm shooting around about 1/6 of a second, altering the ISO and keeping the f-stop between f9 and f11, and just altering the ISO to correct it for that sort of shutter speed. With this flow of the water, it just seems to be working best. So yeah, a couple more shots here. I'll put the view up and let you have a look. Okay, so we were walking up the left-hand side of the river as you're coming upstream, and we've decided that we're better off on the right-hand side. So we've come back and crossed over, and now making our way up through on the left-hand side. Okay, what a lovely little hidden gem this is. We've had to clamber down over some steep banks to get down to here. But yeah, it's a nice little tranquil area. Nice fall there. Some little flows of water just coming off the side of the hills there as well to the side. Lights coming in here quite nice as well, so yeah, let's get the camera set up, see if we can get some shots. So just talking you through this shot and what I've done. Got general composition with this sort of side of this bank here with this bit of water coming in, and then the main fall at the back there, and then we've got these bubbles coming away from the fall. So what I've done a 4-second exposure on these bubbles, which is giving me a nice bit of movement and showing them flowing down through. But that was too slow a speed for the waterfall. It was just turning that into a load of marshmallows. So I've done a shutter speed of ½ a second on that waterfall, which is slow, still giving movement in the water, but it's giving some detail in it as well as. And also these leaves above, they're dancing around. The wind's picked up a little bit, so they're dancing around a little bit. So I've also done a shot at 1/100th of a second, which seems to be just enough to freeze those leaves. Obviously, to get it up to 1/100th of a second, I opened the aperture up to 5.6, and I've had to up the ISO up to nearly up to 1600. So, but just to freeze these few leaves through the top. So, when it's all put together, should make quite a pleasant shot. If it is, here you go. Okay, it's quite a nice little scene here. Got the double waterfall, that one at the back, down here. This nice tree here that's just making it a bit more interesting. Bit of greenery. Initially, sort of almost written the shot off because it's quite open here and didn't think that it was going to work. But set the camera up and had a look, and actually, in the back of the camera, it looks very nice. So always worth just checking out and seeing how a scene looks in the camera before you write it off. So yeah, Okay, get these couple of shots, put them up, let you have a look. Okay, whilst Martin's getting that shot behind me, just want to share a bit of news with you. I got contacted a few weeks back regarding doing a workshop. Do I do any workshops? Which is something I've been considering for some time. So anyway, I've got Phil booked in for next weekend or next week, and I'm going to do my first workshop. So if it goes okay and get some feedback, then I might well pursue and do a few more. So if you're interested in doing a workshop down and around in the Somerset, Exmoor, Dartmoor areas, give me a shout and see what we can sort out. So yeah, watch this space. New venture for me next week. See how it goes. Fantastic morning up here on the Blaen Y Glyn waterfall. Yeah, very impressed. Far better than I expected, to be honest. So I think definitely come back again. Maybe I think it has plenty to offer, even with a bit more flow or even less flow. Today there's quite a heavy flow, so a bit less might give us a few more opportunities as well as. So yeah, definitely come back again. But for now, thanks again for watching, and hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please hit that subscription button and the notification bell, and give the video a thumbs up and drop me a comment down below. Once again, thanks again for watching. Till next time, take it easy.